We're focusing on the strained friendship between churches in Kerala and the BJP-led centre, sparked by the escalating violence in Manipur. Now, church leaders in Kerala have raised their voices, questioning Prime Minister Modi's silence amidst the ongoing turmoil in Manipur, where Christians account for 41% of the population. Now, joining the chorus of dissent is the Roman Catholic Diocese of Manantawadi, which oversees over 160 churches across multiple districts. Members of the diocese recently took to the streets, marching in protest against the unending violence and the perceived failure of both the union and the state governments to restore peace in Manipur. Candlelight rallies and public meetings have been held across major towns, with nuns, priests, and various church organizations actively participating in these demonstrations. As tensions escalate, the Thalassery Archbishop criticized the Modi government's inability to quell the violence. Similarly, the Kottamangalam Diocese organized a protest expressing their particular concerns. These developments indicate a potential shift in the church's stance towards the BJP in the state of Kerala. Earlier, interactions between church leaders and the Prime Minister have also come under scrutiny. Today, our experts, the panelists and Varghese here with me in the studio, are going to try and delve into the complexities and the implications of this strained church and BJP's friendship. Stay tuned, get down in the comment section below to everybody that's joining us on the live stream as we unravel this evolving dynamics and try and discuss the significance of this ongoing situation. Varghese, over to you. Let's get the snowball rolling here. We're going to be joined by other expert panelists as well. But in the meantime, we've got these visuals. That's a particular visual of the Manantawadi protest where the Roman Catholic has now joined. It's the latest to join the bandwagon. Let's put it this way. How bad is it for the BJP in the state of Kerala, given the fact that the BJP has tried its best? Amit Shah has met so many bishops, the Prime Minister, those photo ops, they have gone a long way. But what's happening in Manipur, it seems, has hurt those attempts of building that friendship. How bad does the BJP have it in Kerala?
See, it is almost 25 years of work that has been undone when it comes to the situation in Kerala for the BJP. So, to understand BJP's outreach to the Christians in Kerala, you should look at the demographics. And I think we should just explain with the demographics, the graphics that we have on how the demography of Kerala is supposed to be. So, it talks about a population that where we have at least 18.34% of it being Christians. And when we talk about that demographic situation that we are looking at, it is pertinent that when you come to the electoral battle in Kerala, the Christian votes would count. So the BJP has been trying to build bridges in when it comes to the population of Christians in Kerala, and they've been trying to in fact show in that demographic process that why is it important that they go ahead with it. Now here we can see how the around 18.38% is what we have as Christians, 26.56%. So they've been looking at a probable Hindu-Christian combine in many parts of Kerala to break the deadlock that the BJP has been having. The BJP has had only one MLA in Kerala so far, and in the last assembly elections, Pinarayi Vijayan said that he will close the account, and he has technically closed that account from Nemam where the BJP had an MLA. But in many places, and especially in many seats, what we see is that when it comes to the BJP, they've been able to come at least a second or third. And what they figure out is that if the Christian vote significantly is able to move towards the BJP, then they would be able to make a big share in it. Now, what has happened is that this outreach program started off almost 25 years ago. We had, the RSS first making out the outreach. You had Ram Madhav visiting some of the native churches in Kerala. He had been in touch with bishops, and he had been building that kind of a relationship that he's been for the Sangh Parivar for a large extent, or rather laying the groundwork for the negotiations to happen. So a lot of Ram Madhav has visited a lot of bishops during the 2000s and laid that groundwork, which later the BJP in the state as well as the others have tried to work upon. Even recently, they have been meeting with most of the Syrian Christian bishops, and how they would have a huge influence, especially in the Cochin Travancore region as well as North Malabar region as well. So this has been meticulously planned. And then you had a very interesting statement coming in from the Archbishop of Thalassery, who is Joseph Pamplani. Now, Mar Pamplani was the first person who said that if you raise the prices of rubber, which means to say it was more of an economic issue, then don't worry that the party that does not have an MP in Kerala will not be sad in 2024 elections. That was a statement that was made, which is kind of a pro-BJP approach, and people, in fact, a lot of eyebrows were raised both in the left front as well as in UDF when that statement came in. Meanwhile, we had the meetings of bishops with the Union Home Minister as well as with the Prime Minister himself. When he came to Kochi, there was a visit by all the Syrian Christian bishops, and all the denominations did in fact meet with the Prime Minister, and all of them had a chance to have a one-to-one meeting with him as well, and most of them did express their concerns and things. But now the problem that has happened is that bonhomie that was there has been completely undone by the violence in Manipur. Now, when the bishops came in, there was a huge divide between the laity, which is to say the common people in the church, and the bishops and the clergy themselves. So the common people started questioning, asking as to when in Manipur a certain religious minority is being targeted, how is it possible that you can be in cahoots with them? And it became a very difficult way to explain things to the laity. Now it looks like, with all these marches coming out, the laity's viewpoint has trumped over the clergy's viewpoint to, have some kind of a softening stance towards the BJP. The same person, Joseph Pamplani, had changed the statement when he made to a local newspaper. Someone, in fact, considered him to be pro-BJP. He might not be a pro-BJP person, but many of them considered him to be a pro-BJP bishop.
I'm going to take this question next to Rahul Ishwar. Rahul, first and foremost, how do you see, the delicate balance with which these religious institutions are trying to express what's going on in Manipur? And also your viewpoint on the Manipur, tenuous situation and how the ripple effects are being felt in, Kerala. And then maybe we can move on to the political realm and try and talk as to how it's hurting the BJP more than any other party, specifically looking at Kerala. What's your take on that?
Two submissions, one regarding Kerala and one regarding Manipur. Kerala is home to the ancient-most Christian churches in the world. Long before Holy Papacy and Vatican rose, we had almost by AD 52 one of the first organized Christian communities according to our belief in Kerala. We believe that Saint Thomas came to Kerala, the holy apostle of Jesus Christ, and our people, were influenced by the teachings of holy Jesus Christ, and the organized Christian community. One of the first organized Christian communities in the world was in Kerala. So Kerala is home to such great pluralistic culture. Similarly, also one of the first mosques after Holy Mecca and Holy Medina was in Kerala, called Chairman Perumal Mosque, where our king went and met with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Kerala is a great space for harmonious pluralism. Whichever way you want to call it, you can call it secularism, pluralism, whichever way you want to call it. So Kerala has always had this very not even delicate, very strong bonding and balance. Hindu community, as you rightly pointed out, and as Varghese explained, is around 54-55. Christian communities around 18 to 19. Muslim communities around 27 to 28. Historically, Christians have been voting for Congress. Christians and Muslims, minorities, have been voting more for Congress, and CPM was on the other side. With the emergence of BJP, which has more votes with NS or Nair community, the forward caste Hindu community, the equations began to change. So for the past few years, there has been a try for Nair-Nasrani combination, or in a broad sense, Hindu-Christian combination. But right now, it has hit a deadlock, and that's a reality. I have been continuously speaking to many Christian organizations. I myself am a product of YMCA. I'm a Hindu activist, but basically I got formed because of Young Men Christian Association. But Christian community is very grieved about the situation. They thought somebody will speak up for them, and I'm a pro-Modi voter. But even at the same time, somebody in the BJP camp could have spoken more, at least assuaging at least alleviating the pain they were facing. So yes, years of effort, as I rightly said, even from the time of Sudarshanji, who was the Sarsang Chalak of BJP, they have been opening channels of communication with various Christian organizations, starting from the Orthodox Christian or the oldermost community of Christians. Right now, it has hit a hot block. There is a lot of negativity around. They have been going back. George Alanjeri, as you rightly show on screen, Pamplani Pidava or Pamplani father, or Andrew Stadathil Pidava, who went and met PM Modi ji. So this has become a roadblock. That's a reality. Second, what is happening in Manipur is beyond politics and community, is spine-chilling. We should, as a nation, it is our failure. We need to address it, at the earliest. There may be regional racial issues. The Kuki versus Meitei issue might be there, but we cannot. It is absolutely horrible to see as an Indian such things are going on. I hope our armed forces, our security establishment will immediately intervene. And we have seen some of the videos and photos. Some of our concerned friends from various communities have gone there. It is absolutely shocking. That we should return to Manipur is absolutely
No,
yes.
certainly,
Yes,
certainly.
there
I
is
mean,
political damage.
that is something that we've been saying on News9 for the longest time, that, even before we begin talking about Manipur, and even as we conclude any topic on Manipur, we must put out the idea that good sense should prevail. And I mean, no lives is worth anybody's separate administration or appeal for any sort of, administrative autonomy. But that being said, and I'm going to go to Varghese in just a bit, Rahul, also tell us that, the potential consequences of now the Roman Catholic Diocese of Manantawadi now joining the bandwagon. What does this mean for this already strenuous relationship between the church and the BJP?
Because I'm a very respectful person to church, I won't even use the word bandwagon. I understand the good intention which you use. I believe it's a campaign for justice, a campaign for peace. I hope BJP leaders, who are very good friends of me, they will listen to this. They will go and comfort, because there's a real issue happening. We cannot close our eyes towards it. BJP has been shown very graceful support by the Christian community openly. In spite of Kerala being a very left-leaning state, our Christian churches have gone overboard in supporting BJP, gone overboard in enhancing Narendra Modi ji and positioning him as a statesman around Christian community. So it is the responsibility of BJP and RSS to reach out to them. I know they are not at fault. It's a regional issue, but somebody should speak up, and speaking and taking a position will give confidence. If not, the whole idea of Hindu-Christian unity in the next elections, and especially in Trivandrum, Palakkad, Thrissur, which BJP is hoping to cash in, especially with Sri Suresh Gopi in Thrissur, and the Suresh Gopi is a superstar of Malayalam movie industry, who is a BJP candidate, who would be the BJP candidate in Thrissur. So the entire plan of BJP is going to fall down if Christian community is not on board. So that's going to be the immediate political ramification in the next 12 months.
All right. And, the significance of various, religious leaders, Christian leaders coming out and questioning Prime Minister's silence on the Manipur issue. And I'm not trying to, put you on the pedestal here, trying to, push you for a comment on the Prime Minister's silence. But the religious leaders, and they have their own sway in Kerala. Do you think they're going to be able to, create some sort of change in the public opinion, foster some discourse, some discussion in the public domain?
See, first a disclosure. I'm a huge Modi ji fan. I'm a Modi ji voter. So, I'm a huge admirer of Modi ji. At the same point of time, a good admirer should also be a person who can give good feedback. I seriously hope somebody, maybe not Modi ji, because he's a prime minister of higher stature, he doesn't want to flame the flames much higher. Maybe Ajit Doval ji or somebody, Abad Shah ji has already gone camp there, but effect has not been seen on ground. So somebody should be seen taking charge, taking responsibility, because people's insecurity are very higher. Second, yes, Christian community, especially every community respects Christian fathers, because we have all studied in their institutions. Christian community will definitely listen to their fathers, and the whole realignment, even the Holy Reverend Fathers have been trying in the past many months, will have to backtrack, because otherwise the common people will start to ask, when Christians are being persecuted there, when cookies are being persecuted there, why are you being silent? Will be a natural question. And I, being a Hindu activist, will be asked if somebody is persecuting Hindus and I'm being silent. So it is up to them. The entire BJP's course has right now hit a roadblock. If they have to overcome it, they have to take strong steps. Steps in Manipur and also steps in Kerala, where they take into confidence. Right. And one more thing, after the Gujarat victory, PM went on record to say that, look at Northeast. Now our next target is Kerala, implying the Christian community's presence. So none less than the PM openly announced it. So it is up to them to walk the talk. And I, being an admirer of Modi ji, I seriously believe Modi ji will walk the talk, and I'm waiting for it.
Well, we're all waiting for it as well, Rahul, and you rightly pointed that out, because, ever since the beginning of this year and the victory in the Northeast, the Prime Minister was really keen on, the Christian support and the outreach towards the Christians, not just in Northeast, and he shifted his focus towards Kerala as well. Varghese, do you echo along the points of what Rahul's making here? And what does these latest developments mean for the regional politics of Kerala? What does this mean for Kerala?
See, Rahul was focusing on one particular region, the Travancore, Kochi area, and then probably a little bit of Palakkad also, I mean, the Malabar region also. But I would say that, there was this huge effort that was done. I mean, you should give credence to the effort that was done. This kind of an outreach did not happen overnight, Kabir. It took almost 25 years. I was saying Ramada was one of those persons who've been visiting, bishop houses. There were several RSS leaders locally who was visiting, the bishop houses, and there was a lot of common ground that was built over years of efforts. But then you have a situation in Manipur and there's no answers to it. And what happened is that hard work that has gone for almost years together has been completely undone by this. And that's the reason, because, the BJP leaders in Kerala are caught in a bind. They can't say anything about it. I mean, though Rahul Ishwar says that they should come out and give some kind of assurance, if they say something, they will be caught between the devil and the deep sea. So they are maintaining a very stoic silence on this. They can't make any statement, and all they can do is that they can go ahead and hear what is being said right now. And right now what's happening is the ground is slipping from their feet with all that work of 25 years of hard work. I would say 25 years, it's almost 25 years of hard work that we are looking at, because as Rahul actually pointed out, the first meeting that they tried to in fact get was to the Orthodox Church, and this happened way back in the end of 1990s. And Ramadhav did visit the Catholicate Palace and met with the Catholicos, the head of the Orthodox Church then, and had fruitful discussions. Similarly, there were several exchanges that happened, and later it went to the other Syrian communities as well. And the last was with regards to the Syro Malabar Church, where the outreach was being carried out. And all that work that has been going on, overtly, covertly, backroom talks, all that has now reached a huge deadlock. Basically, to say all that hard work has been undone because of what has happened in Manipur. Because now the entire narrative is about, in Manipur, how can you be silent? As I was saying, there is a huge divide between the common people of the church, whom we call as laity, as well as the clergy now. Because the laity have taken the clergy to task, saying that how can you make statements like this when Christians are facing persecution in Manipur? This is the statement that they have said. So most of the clergy who had come in favor also are now either gone silent, or they have to make statements like how Joseph Pamplani has made those statements. So who has technically done that? The effect of it is huge. The effect of what happened in Manipur is huge for the BJP, because even in places where we would say, had earned the trust of the Christians, where over there now there's a huge big question mark that has emerged. So now will this push them back into the UDF camp? That is a big question that should be asked, because recently Dean Kuriakose as well as Haibi Eden, both from the Congress leaders, one is of course an MP, both of them went to Manipur, did a finding kind of a thing. They came back to Kerala, and in every news channel you had both of them coming out and saying this is the kind of violence that's happening to Christians in Manipur. So the entire narrative has changed. Even though that silence was there was people not taking up. After that, you have the small protests started happening, because from each side, the dioceses that are there across the length and breadth of Kerala, especially for various churches, all of them started organizing small to big protests, and mostly after the the Sunday masses. So it has gained traction to the point where nobody can in fact have that negotiations going on with them. So I think Rahul will agree with me saying that it is a huge blow to the BJP when it comes to its outreach in Kerala, and all that hard work that they did for almost 25 years or more has, someone has put water onto it, completely drenching it in a way that probably is going to take another 10 to 15 years to get back on track, to get that kind of momentum they had built. Because the Prime Minister did come. He met with all the archbishops of the different Syrian Christian denominations. He met with the Varapuri bishop as well. Negotiations were being done. Home Minister came again. We had one of the Syro Malabar bishops meeting. So there was so much of groundwork that was laid, and all has been undone. So now, to whose benefit?
Has it though? Rahul, has all that good work been undone? And is it going to take another 10, 15 years to get back to square one? Also, I mean, let's not only look at the Thalassery Archbishop's statements in a negative strain. Let's look at the positive side of it as well. In those statements, and let us understand how you're interpreting this. Joseph Pamplani also said that Modi ji's ability to address Christian concerns in Manipur will be perceived as honest and sincere by the people of India.
what Varghese said, and along with that, the Manipur's fire has put water on BJP's effort in Kerala. That's a real issue that really happened. So the fire in Manipur has really become some kind of dampening effect here. And 2 points, even from Papalani Pidav's statement. One, absolutely, Modi ji is seen with great respect even among Christian communities and a good section of Muslim communities. So Modi ji is really hailed as a leader. Yes, they expect more from him. So it's a positive attitude of expectation that they are looking up to and seeing he will solve the thing because he's a doer, he's a go-getter. So that kind of attitude is there. Especially speaking to the Reverend bishops here, they all look up to Modi ji and believe that he's a statesman. And especially Andrews Pidav or Father Andrews, Bishop Andrews, when he went to meet Modi ji personally told him one statement, and he told it to the media, that Christians are the most peaceful community and peace-loving community in India. Father was very enamored by what Modi ji said, a PM openly saying such a thing. So they were celebrating such a thing. So Modi ji is looked up with great respect. Yes, they expect more from Modi ji, and especially Kerala's pluralistic framework. We should understand 2 days back, Indian Union Muslim League, which is a very respectable, harmonious organization within the Muslim community, took out a march in support. Leaders like Munawari Tangal came out in open in support of the Manipur. So they will naturally have the contrast. When Muslim community is supporting, when other Hindu organizations are supporting, they will expect BJP to have at least a fine balancing thing. And more important, we cannot afford silence beyond a point in politics. We have to articulate a position that can be appealing to both, that can be balancing, that can have a nuanced thing, that needs to have some kind of a balance in it. But that kind of position is missing. That's the reason why. And Father said one more important thing. How can you say that to Christians in India when you are going to speak in US regarding India being a good model for pluralism? So yes, Modi ji is still looked with great respect. He's looked upon as a great statesman. So they all hope Modi ji, and Modi ji can still turn it around. That's the core point. Modi ji can still turn it around. If he can do a Modi ji magic, that's up to Modi ji. But
Rahul, I think that's why most of the people are miffed at this point in time, is because they all know that the Prime Minister can turn this around.
Exactly.
They just don't seem to understand. And like you also pointed out, many are also saying that, maybe this is way below his pay grade. He's too big a stalwart, and he's got his own home ministers and his council of ministers working on this. You don't necessarily need the Prime Minister to be jumping and running at every other thing, but that's what everybody is looking and waiting.
But
and
BJP has
for
gone on defensive. That's the issue. When you see the regional news debates and discussions, BJP is trying to send a Christian representative to all the mainstream channels. I was a participant in 1 or 2 of them. Even they are on the defensive because we all know what is happening is wrong. Maybe yes, we all know that Modi ji is trying to do something. He's trying to assuage the situation, he's trying to bring it, but some kind of articulation will give a confidence. Some kind of positive assertion will give some kind of a confidence. And maybe he can still do, just like he repelled the farm law by apologizing to our Sikh brothers on a holy Sikh day. He really turned it around. He at least, he blundered the negative criticisms against his government to a particular extent after repealing the anti-farm laws on a Sikh holy day. So similarly, some kind of Modi magic can still be there. Maybe he should take that up, and that's what people are looking still. And more importantly, beyond politics, our people in Manipur, our people means Indian people in Manipur, humans in Manipur are suffering. Some kind of end to that particular thing should be there. Otherwise, India's soul will be again scarred. We had such kind of things in the past. Unfortunately, both Hindu, Kashmiri Pandits suffered, Gujarat, Godhra, so many Sikh riots happened. So every riot is a scar on the soul of India. So we hope that scar will be healed very soon. That's the most important thing, followed by all the political mechanizations and maneuverings.